All right, I wanted to talk to you about these informational interviews that you're going to conduct. They're really just conversations. It's going to be a 15 to 20 minute call or Zoom, or it's just going to be something that you're going to do in person. Maybe it's you're in connection with this person, you know them very well, you can set up a time to talk with them. But I did want to provide you with some questions, and I think it's always good to have some questions in advance before you have this informational interview or informational conversation. And I would say for 15 or 20 minutes, you're probably going to have 6 or 7 questions that you're going to ask. So this is what I want you to consider. What are your top questions? And the questions don't have to be the same for each of your informational interview contacts. You can change it up. I've also had students ask in the past, can I provide these questions to the person before I meet with them? And I always say that's probably a good idea. Give them an opportunity to reflect on the questions before you talk with them. So if you want to give them the questions in advance, I think that's perfectly fine. You do what you want to do. If you want to kind of surprise them with some questions, that's okay too. So some of the questions can be around the organization that they're with, can be some of the job requirements that they encounter. It might be some of the job hunting strategies. So I know some of you are juniors and seniors, so you're looking at what's next. So that's an important thing to think about. What advice do they have? The question I always think that is good is, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? I think that's a good thing. And then general questions. And the most important question I think anyone can ask during an informational interview is, who else do you think I need to talk with? Because I know some people struggle. Who am I going to ask for these informational interviews? And that's one thing I want you to think about is, how can I grow my professional network? And I want you to think and consider adding these individuals on your LinkedIn account. So that you can stay in contact with them, because I think it's always good to stay in contact with your professional network, let them know what's going on. So you'll have letters of recommendation that you'll need later in life, and probably next year if you're a senior, just some of the things that you need to think about now. So with letters of recommendation, it's important to get people in different areas of your life. So you may want someone that knows you well in the personal life. You may want to have someone that knows you academically. Maybe it's a professor or instructor that you've had in a class that's important to you. And then I want you to think about a person that you can reach out to in the professional world. Maybe it's an internship or a job that you've had, or even a volunteer activity. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on with the class, is that even if you're not getting compensated for a particular position, it is a position. It's something that I want you to list on your resume. It's something that I want you to have a person in your letter of recommendation pool that you can depend on, because they know you best. They know what you've done. And I think that's the important part about letters of recommendation. They can tell a story about you. And that's really what the letters of recommendation are, creating that story about you. So if you have any questions, need any additional help with networking to find people that you can talk to, and these questions, please let me know as soon as possible. Again, 5.5 weeks goes pretty quick. This is module 2, so we're moving pretty quick. So let me know how I can help out. Thanks again.